Good morning, students. Today we will start with the next life process, that is transportation. As in our previous video, we have already seen digestion, that is also known as the nutrition, and we have also seen the respiratory system. Now today we are going to see about the transportation system, which is also a kind of life process. So basically the transportation system, it means transportation of blood and other materials will taking place with the help of circulatory system, right? So the circulatory system of human being, transportation in plants, and human being like other multicellular organisms need a regular supply of food, oxygen, etc. This function is performed by a circulatory system or transport system in circulatory system for human being and transportation system for plants, right? So basically our body making food, like in plant will make their food by themselves. Exactly same way, whatever the food we will take, digest by the stomach, right? So after the digestion of food, the food will required by all the parts of our body. So the supply of that digested food, then supply of the oxygen, then supply of the blood should be take place in our body. So that transportation of blood, oxygen, food, etc. will done in human being with the help of circulatory system. While in case of plant, that all the things that is oxygen, carbon dioxide, food, etc. will be transported in plants, right? So human beings like other multicellular organisms need a regular supply of food, oxygen, etc. And this function is performed by circulatory system, or we can call it transport system, right? So the transportation of food, oxygen, etc. in plants and human beings will going to be different. So first of all, let's we talk about the transportation in human beings. So the circulatory system is responsible for the transport of various substances in human beings, and it is composed of the heart, arteries, veins and blood capillaries. Blood plays the role of the carrier of the substance, or we can say blood is a medium for the carries all these necessary substance to all the parts of our body. And basically our circulatory system is composed of heart, arteries, veins, blood and blood capillaries. Now, before we understand the transportation in human being, we have to understand the structure of heart, because heart will pump the blood, and through the blood all the necessary things would be transported in our body. So first of all, we have to study the structure of heart. So basically this is the dissected structure of the heart. We can see it, right? So basically there will be 4 chambers in the heart, right? Human heart having a 4 chamber and 2 valves. That 4 chamber is right atrium, left atrium, then after right ventricle and left ventricle. These are the 4 chamber in the human heart. Then after, you can see here the pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins. Here vena cava from upper body and vena cava from lower body. And this is the septum, which dividing the walls of left ventricle and right ventricle. And this wall which divide the left and right ventricle blood is known as the septum. So basically this is the structure of heart. Now let's we try to understand detailed study of the heart. So, heart is a muscular organ which is composed of cardiac muscles. The muscles of heart is known as the cardiac muscles. It is so small that it can fit inside an adult's wrist. I am talking about the size of heart. It is so small that it can fit inside an adult's wrist. The heart is a pumping organ which pumps the blood 24/7 hours. It will never stop pumping the blood. The human heart is composed of 4 chambers, as I already told you. Example, right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle and left atrium, as I already mentioned this part in the figure. Then after systole. Systole means what? Contraction of cardiac muscles is called systole. and opposite to that, diastole means relaxation of cardiac muscles is called diastole, because heart will pump the blood and at that time it will do the contractions and relaxations of the cardiac muscles, and contractions of the cardiac muscles is called systole while the relaxation of the cardiac muscles is called diastole. Now let's talk about the arteries and veins. So first of all, let's talk about the arteries. So these are thick-walled blood vessels which carry oxygenated blood from the heart to different organs. Remain this thing that arteries will carry oxygenated blood from heart to different organs, because all the organs of our body will require oxygen and oxygen will transport to different organs of our body through the blood. So basically arteries will do that function which carry the oxygenated blood from the heart to the different organs. Pulmonary arteries are exceptions because they carry deoxygenated blood from the heart to lungs, where oxygenation of blood takes place, right? So there is one exceptional case in arteries, that pulmonary artery is one of the artery which carry deoxygenated blood from heart to the lungs, right? Next is veins. So these are the thin-walled. Basically arteries are thick-walled while the veins are thin-walled blood vessels which carry deoxygenated blood from different organ to the heart. So basically veins having the opposite functions than arteries. Basically arteries carry oxygenated blood while the veins carries deoxygenated blood, right? Here also pulmonary veins are the exceptions because they carry oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. Valves are present in veins to prevent backflow of the blood. Basically there will be two valves, so these prevent the backflow of the blood.